What's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC, checking out the Money Talks EDC Pocket Money pouch. And so this might look a little bit familiar with the video I did a couple weeks ago. This is actually the little brother to that pouch, which was called the Money Shot. This one's about a half-inch thinner or less width and about an inch shorter in terms of the height. And so really cool form factor. Another reason I'm really excited about this video is these pouches are actually dropping today, at least when you're watching this video. I'm filming it a couple days before then, but these are dropping on June 16th, I believe 10 a.m. Central Time. So if you want either of these pouches, this one or the one I showed a couple weeks ago, those will both be available in this drop, so definitely worth checking out. I'll link to it down in the description. Not affiliated with them at all, just thought it was a cool company, connected with them early on before either of these pouches dropped, and really excited to see these finally launching. Now, have the Money Talks EDC slap here, have a few different sizes of those, really cool stickers. I think they're going to be making Ranger eyes out of that pretty soon as well. But in the inner rim, I filled up this patch panel, which is the full back side of the pouch with some other cool brands, Ranger eyes and patches. So we have the Castle Grayscale Worldwide Pixel set. This is one that you can only order if you pre-ordered their hoodie or t-shirt that they dropped a little while back. The JRW Bro collab with Project Plates and the Maniac EDC match. So really cool patches there. I'll link to the makers of each of these patches in the description, although I think all three of these, maybe this one might still be in stock. Two of the three are probably sold out at this point. But really loving the form factor on this one. It's a little bit smaller, and part of that makes you be very conscious about what you put in here because there's not as much space as the other one for larger size tools. The nice thing about that though is this fits really well in the pocket. The other one fit in my pocket, but it was more of a back pocket carry. I can put this in my front pocket or back pocket, no problem at this size point. You can see it fits really well into the palm of my hand here. So really cool size on this one. You do have one full length zipper pocket on the front side. I consider this one the front, just if you're opening it like a book, this would be the front. And so on the front side, you have this one full length pocket. I don't have anything in there, but really great for paper, receipts, and coins, things like that. Now, the more you fill this out, the less usable it is. So empty, you could fit something like a Zippo in there, but full, that's going to be pretty hard to get out. So always keep that in mind with these exterior pockets. That's kind of a problem across all pouches, not something that is super easy to solve without just putting a bunch of extra material here and it being really puffy. YKK zippers on here. We have a 600D canvas material on the exterior with a ripstop material on the interior pockets. But you can see when you get this open, there's a nice high-vis ripstop material in there that's contrasting with that bright green that's similar to their logo. The only thing I put on the outside, again, being kind of cognizant of the fact that they can be a little bit hard to get out of there, and is a coin. This one's from High-Tex. This is the JRW. It has a tough guy on the front and that curator pattern on the back in titanium on titanium. So really cool High-Tex poker chip. And that's the only thing I threw in there just because there's not a whole lot of real estate, but love this coin. Now, getting into the body, this is a full clamshell opening. You have this reverse threaded YKK zipper track, but again, it's not going to be completely waterproof, just water resistant because this section here does feed directly into the pouch. Nice thing about that is if you have a power bank or headphones, something like that, which you probably wouldn't in such a small pouch, but if you do, you can pass through this section here with a wire, but that also means that water can flow right in if this is submerged. But nice smooth zippers on here, YKK again, clamshell style opening. I'll measure out all of the pockets, but you see a very familiar loadout or layout, at least if you watched the last video. Obviously I tried to do completely different items and also utilize this patch panel a little bit differently. I believe they have a utility patent pending on this system, but not 100% sure about that, but I think he had mentioned that in one of his messages early on. Now I'll go left to right, get everything out of here, and then we can take some measurements. But on the leftmost elastic pocket, we have a drop flashlight. Just did a video on this. This is their AAA flashlight, and really cool OD green colorway on this. This is aluminum. And so threw that in the leftmost elastic pocket. Loaded this one out, like I said, a little bit differently, so not making full use of all of the elastic pockets, but with any of these, as they fill up, it gets hard to use every single organization thing, so kind of pick and choose based on the gear that you're loading in there. Now, on the bottom, I'll just pull this out now, have one of the flex curators. This is from JRW as well. You can see that same tough guy on the back. There's some, I think I have the same one that just says JRW on the back as well, but he drops these monthly and they're just kind of fidget, kind of worrystone coin trays, whatever you want, pocket art. But another one, fun one to just throw in there. Also a good place to throw screws if you happen to be disassembling a knife in the outdoors or away from your home, so they won't roll away. And they don't really seem to stain up. I've gotten like oil and stuff on there. Don't seem to stain them up or anything. They are pretty durable, so that's nice. Now, went with the OD Green Micarta Baby Banter. This one, I believe, is signed, yeah, by Ben right here at the top. But just a cool little Baby Banter. Matches my color scheme. You can see I obviously went with an OD Green colorway this time around. And then that was in this back pocket. Now this is not a full width. I'll measure it out how wide it is, but it does divide. So you can put a pen behind it or in this elastic slot. I elected to go with the elastic slot, but you can just easily put it in that same pocket, and you can see that can't really go further over. So something on the wider side may or may not fit in this back pocket, but the other side doesn't have that same restriction with the sewn in section to separate it. But O-Pen Mini, obviously OD Green as well, just kind of sticking with the color scheme here. Now onto the right side, I use the Velcro panel a lot differently. I have extra that came with it. Same ones come with it. You get a 2-inch, I think 3 inches, and a 5-inch strap. You can buy additional ones on their website once these launch. And because I have 2 of their other pouches, I have 12 of these in total, so a lot of options. Now I decided to use it partially for a patch panel. You can see that Jack Wolf Knives Gang patch, Ranger, and also put just this utility knife. I forget the brand on this, made in USA. Don't remember the brand on this, but just a really cool kind of graphic. You see that Molotov with the skull inside. And just kind of a fun utility knife. Packs really flat, doesn't take up a lot of space, and fits in there well. I'm holding it into place with 2 of these straps, and you can see it's not so easy to slide right back in there because I put them pretty tight to hold it in place. So if I want to put this back, I'm going to take this off, wrap it around first, and slap it on that Velcro. But it shows kind of the versatility of these, because last time I did the Money Shot pouch, which again is about 1 inch taller and a 1/2 inch wider, that one I used all 4 of those straps, and so had this loaded out completely differently, but you can use it really however you want to. Now behind that I have one of these County Calm titanium pry bars. They have a newer version that has the glow, Rhino glow section in the center. Don't have that one yet. Don't know if I'm going to pick it up or not, but this is a pretty cool one, and it really comes to a nice flat edge. Sometimes you get pry bars that don't get to a really fine edge, which kind of defeats a lot of the purpose of being able to get underneath something. So this one does come to a nice flat edge like this one. Has a bottle opener, which of course every multi-tool does, but pretty simple little pry bar that's not super expensive like some of the ones we see. Now Right in the Rain notebook, a little bit different color than normal. I don't think I had an OD Green one. I didn't look that hard, but I think I have orange, yellow, black only, as far as I know. And so threw a little Right in the Rain. These are credit card size. They're pretty cheap. You can get a 3-pack of them or a 10-pack of them. And so I have a bunch of them and like to just throw them in random loadouts in case I want to write something down. You can tear the pages out. They are waterproof and make good tinder if you decide to light them up. So that's everything I have in this pouch. You can see nice and compact. It gets pretty flat when it's empty. Probably about a 1/2 inch thick, but loaded out it was a little over 1 inch. But now you can see a lot better the organization available in this. So this panel is entirely Velcro, and you can use additional Velcro loops to put additional gear in here if that's how you want to load it out. Now this back panel is full width and is about 3 inches deep. So we know it's about 3.5 inches wide. Some of that's going to be lost in the seams. So you're looking at about a 3x3 pocket. Although, as you saw, some of the items can stick out without a problem because you have this open space over here. Now, going to be the same height on the left side of the pocket, but this one is divided. And so you have a section that's about 1 inch and another section that's about 2 inches wide. And so it's only divided at the top. It's not sewn in at the bottom. So you can go to a little bit diagonally if you have kind of a weird shape item, it can cross over, but just know it can't be any more than 2 inches in width. You have another pocket here that's the same 3-inch width, but only about 2 inches tall, so about an inch shorter than the other. And then 3 elastic loops. They're all 3 going to be an inch tall. One is an inch wide, the second is about an inch and a half, and the third is just about an inch. It looks like a little bit less than an inch with that seam, but just about an inch there. So really a lot of organization. It is smaller, so really tall items obviously aren't going to fit in there. If you do want those items, the money shot is probably the better way to go. But I'm really loving the size on this one. I wish more companies would make smaller pouches like this. It's kind of like What a Slider Junior territory in terms of just being smaller and a better, more comfortable front pocket carry. Now, if you're throwing it in your bag or something like that, by all means, go with the bigger one that you can fit a little bit more gear. But I do sometimes like being forced to be a little bit minimalist. You can see I didn't have a ton of gear in here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items, not counting the patches, and so didn't overdo it with gear. Definitely could have fit a little bit more, but I really like thinking about, you know, not carrying as much if I'm not throwing it in a bag. So like this form factor. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you're interested in ordering these drop June 16th, which is the same day this video will be uploaded, June 16th at 10 a.m. Central Time. And so this will probably go up maybe an hour before the actual drop. And so if you're watching anything outside of the hour, these should already be out. Definitely check them out. Give them a follow on Instagram. They're a brand new company. These are the first drops for them. And so they can definitely use the support, and excited to see what else they do. They're doing something a little bit more creative in terms of organization, so hopefully they will continue to innovate and put out really cool products. But thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And as always, hope you have a great one. Take care.